Yo, what up? It's your boy Asisgalvin coming at you guys after a very long hiatus, so to speak. Coming at you guys with the next episode of my life story. Now, let me just get this right. Let me get myself right real quick. There we go. Alright, so let's get into why. Real quick before we begin, let's get into what happened that actually created the hiatus. Let's just put it this way. I went through a whole, in the last couple months, I went through a whole nother, I don't know what you want to call it, but I went through some next level stuff that I'm going to eventually get to when I get through this. But that is why I took a break on the videos. I wanted that whole thing to end before I actually got to this, because that would make a difference. I just really wanted to get to that point. So now that it's done and it's over with, now we can, continue the story. I can do these back on a daily basis, catch back up. So those have been following. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 months ago since the last one I did. So let's get back into this, and let's keep going, because we got to get to some very important things. Now that I'm back, and all you guys was the people that were asking, we're back. So like I said, stay tuned. I'm gonna try to do one of these every morning, because these are good. I like talking to you guys. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's begin. Last time I talked to you guys, I was explaining in the last episode that, I got this other job. I found out a way to make mad money at the job. The last time I seen Mia, she was on some next level stuff because she had seen some dude that she was dating here, and they tried to see me after, blah, 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 blah. So we already know that. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Not too much, though. That job I was working at, I was making about, just to sum that up, I was making about $800, $700 a day through some little weird thing that was going on. I would get into that, but I'm not going to get into that. All you guys need to know is that it was pretty funny. The highlights of that, pretty much that whole thing, was the fact that I was in a clothing store. I was in a clothing store, right? And I had a full-fledged, like, you guys played dodgeball before. Like, imagine playing dodgeball with hangers, though. I had one of those. Like, me and my boy was throwing hangers at each other, having mad fun. But that, like I said, that's not really an important part of the story. The next important part of the story, where we pick up on the next chapter, where everything, the next important chapter, is the next girl that comes into the picture. So, I'm in New York, and I'm at my friend's house. I'm kind of living there because, like I said, my dad left, and that was the only place I can go. So I'm there one day, and my brother's he has his friend come over. This girl named Lauren. Lauren comes over one day, and she's like some fat white chick, kind of like on the horse side, something like along those lines. She comes over with her friend, her friend Shadi. Now, when I first met Shadi, she's like a Spanish chick. She was cute when I first met her. I'm not saying she's not cute now. She was attractive. It's just at the time when I first met her, I was kind of like I was down. I was down about my whole situation with Mia. I was just kind of like out of it. So when I first met her, she came over to the crib. I had like a mad. Oh, speaking of which, remember I told you guys I was getting mad money? My room was crazy. I had like TVs on the wall, black lights, all kinds of stuff all over the place. My room was nuts. I had like a 42-inch on the wall with all the systems that were out at the time. Some Japanese, a few Japanese video game system things I had, and a couple games. It was nice. My whole room was nice, and my wardrobe was cool too. So she came over with her friend, and we're all watching Mission Impossible 2, I think, or 3. Whatever one where that girl's eye explodes, you know what I'm talking about? We're watching that. Just looking down there. So we're watching that. That's going cool. I could see, I could see that she may have been feeling me. It was kind of weird at the time because I really wasn't paying attention. I just stayed to myself. I think the only thing I said to her that whole night was, "Do you want to sit over here?" Because she was sitting against the wall. She didn't want to. Or she was fine where she was at. So I just left it alone. Long story short, the whole night goes by. I eventually go outside just due to frustration. I was just mad pissed off. That was very, very soon after I just seen Mia. And it was kind of when I started realizing that was it. Like, that was really going to be the end of that whole thing. So I'm sitting there chilling. She's over there in the corner chilling. Lauren's over here with my bro. We're all chilling. Like I said, I kind of seen her looking at me a couple different times, but I really wasn't paying too much attention to it. I'm not sure if it's the fact that I just I didn't care, so to speak. So I went outside and I'm just chilling outside. I think one of them asked, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm just not in. I'm just out of it." They leave, and that was that. A couple of days go by. Me and my bros are walking down the street, and they pull up. Lauren drives this beat up ass car at the time, so she pulls up. Shadi is in the fucking passenger seat, and she's driving. So they pull up. I say hi to them. It was still kind of weird. It was what it was. And at least I said something to her this time. And then we went about our business. Now a couple days go by. About a week or two goes by. I'm still chilling. At this point, I'm pretty much good with the whole situation with me. I'm just kind of accepted it for what it was, just for the simple fact that I'm like, yo, there's really nothing I can do about it right now, and I just have to deal with this. Whatever. You know what I mean? And I also had plans. I was thinking at that time that, hey, I want to move to Florida. That's what I was thinking I want to do. I was like, yo, I want to move to Florida because I feel like whoever I need to meet is gonna be there. I really felt I got off the whole New York train a long time ago. I was like, yeah, there's no way what I'm looking for is gonna be here. I may need to relocate. Long story short, I'm chilling. I find out that one of my friends' brothers, works with Shadi. So he works with her, and I think they were hanging out one day, and she seen my what do you call it? She seen my picture on his MySpace or his Facebook. I don't remember what the hell was popping at that time. I'm pretty sure it was MySpace. It was maybe 7 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, maybe more than that, something like that. But she seen my picture on there and was telling him like, "Oh, who's that?" And she didn't really realize it was me. But when she did, it was kind of like that's how we, she kind of like he was told her who I was, and she was like, "Oh, I like him, blah 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 blah." He was hating. He didn't want to hear that stuff. But essentially, that led to one thing to another, which eventually led to us kind of talking, but not. I'll tell you guys what happened. She said she liked me then. I didn't hear about that because he didn't tell me, obviously. Why would he, right? Because I think he liked her at the time. So, this is what happens. Lauren ends up coming over to the house one day. I'm not around. I don't know where the hell I was. She comes over to the house. She's chilling. She drinks a little bit. She starts getting on smut mode. I come back. My bro and her are still there. They're just chilling. What did she do? She did something. She was I don't know. She was hinting that she wanted to give head. Not to me necessarily, but to him. She was hinting at it, but she really wasn't. I don't know what the hell she was doing because, like I said, when I walked in the room, she was already like beyond, recognition and whatnot. And then she eventually gets to the point where she's just like, yeah, like, so what are we doing tonight? I'm just looking at her like, yo, like, I'm getting mad disgusted because I see she's like laying on my bed, and mind you, I don't like people laying on my bed without asking to lay on my bed. Like, it's cool you can be in my room and all, but don't be laying on my bed though. Like, come on, like come on, son. So she's like laying on my bed, which fucking pissed me off. I did not like that at all. And that started getting me agitated. And then she's all like fucking sloppy all over my bed, which was getting me even more agitated. So I'm just thinking like, ugh, like is she washing under those places and shit like that? Not only that, she's making these weird ass like remarks. So my bro kind of just asks her straight up, like, what are you talking about? Like, what you trying to do? And she's like, oh, I'm not trying to do anything. What are you talking about? Eventually, I sit on my bed. I tell her, I was like, yo, you have to go, my nigga. Like, you gotta be out. Why? I don't want to leave. I'm like, nah, fuck that. You gotta go. She gets mad pissed off that I did that, and she leaves. Mind you, it's mad late at night. Like, why are you at my house laying on my bed at like fucking 1 in the morning? Seriously, if you ain't trying to do anything, why? If you're not there trying to do something, but you're admitting that you don't want to do anything, but you're drinking and you're in there and you're laying on somebody's bed where there's 2 dudes in the room, why would you do that? Why would you do that unless you was trying to do something? Regardless, kicked her ass out. Literally on some real. I was real rude about it. She got kicked out. She went and told Shadi. Oh, when she seen Shadi, she was like, oh, they were trying to rape me. Mind you, now I didn't hear anything about this. Or did she say rape? She said they were trying to get me to do something. She said you were trying to get me to have sex. I guess the way she looked at it was, oh, because they kicked me out because I wasn't doing anything, they kicked me out because I didn't want to have sex with them. Whatever she wants to look at it, that wasn't what it is. Ugh, it's so nasty. But regardless, she got kicked out. She told Shadi that because she knew Shadi liked me and she didn't like that idea. I think in some ways she liked me as well. I don't know, man. I really don't know these things. I'm not really good at that. So she goes and tells Shadi that. I go to one of the stores that she works at. I didn't even know she worked there. I went in there, and I see her as a cashier on the line. So I was like, oh, she's over here. Let me go, let me go on her line and see what's going on with her. I go on her line, she starts going off on me like crazy, like, oh, you're a fucking scumbag. I heard that you did this and this. And my friend told me you did this and that. And I'm like, oh, what? And I like, pretty much she went off on me as if it was like fact that I did what I did, that I did not do what she said I did, if that makes sense. So pretty much we got into a little argument. She took a break from work just to argue with me some more, and because she was really on some I'm gonna punch you in your face type stuff if this is true. So I sat there and explained to her exactly what happened in detail with factual times of everything that she did, when she left, what she did when she got there, when I got there. I even had I went to the city, I think, so I even had my train ticket to prove, like, yo, all the way up until like 12 o'clock, I wasn't even fucking there. Matter of fact, I had called her first. I had called her around. I called this and her around maybe like 11:30 or 12, because I was trying to get them to pick me up from the city, but they didn't want to, so I had to take a train. So I really didn't get back there until mad late, and I had a ticket to prove that. So she was like, "Oh, she said that you were there the whole time." Like, no, there's no way, like that I was there the whole time. So what ended up happening after that was that after that I was just, I showed her everything. Everything was cool. She chilled the hell out. We went outside. She came back inside. I was riding around. She said she got off at 11. I was like, you know what? I like this girl. Let me come back over here around like 11 and see what she's doing. I leave. I come back. When I come back, there's this bum outside, and he's just chilling on the corner. Like, we're not even on the corner, right in front of the store. Shotty comes outside, getting off her shift, and he starts harassing her. So I pull up, like, I pull up, and I'm like, yo, you all right? What's this guy doing? She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, yo, I can give you a ride home. I had my Eclipse at the time. She's like, no, I don't need a ride home. I'm waiting for a ride right now. I'm like, oh, you're waiting for a ride? I'm like, well, I still can give you a ride. She told me she didn't want to ride because her boyfriend was coming. This is the first time I even heard of a boyfriend. I didn't even know she had a boyfriend. And supposedly he's crazy. So I'm like, all right then. Well, let me just help you out with this little situation with this dude. So pretty much, I just made, pretty much, without having to do anything physical, I made the homeless dude, or whoever he was, the bum, stop talking to her, leave her alone. Once that happened, everybody was good, and that was that. And pretty much after that, I was just kind of like, we were cool. Like, we were cool to a certain point where she respected me. We were cool, and it was all right. I'm gonna leave off on that right there. Next episode, I'm gonna recap. This is episode 30. So next episode, I'm gonna recap from pretty much the first episode to 30. So I'm going to recap. We'll put everything into one episode. So anybody that hasn't seen the first 29 episodes, you guys can just watch the recap and you'll know everything. Then after that, I'm going to get into what happens between, like, I eventually leave to Virginia, and we get into what happens between me and Shotty, because that's when kind of our relationship starts taking off, is when I went to Virginia. When I get back, we go through that. I will let you guys know this relationship between Shotty and I is definitely really important. It's one of the pinnacle relationships. It's definitely the longest one, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff goes down that we got to get through in order to get to like where I'm at now. So anyway, it's your boy Aces. Thanks for you guys' support. All the people that were asking for mad long, like what was going on, where I was at, with the whole series. Thanks for asking. I'm back for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much one.